A Boy and His Killer, a story as old as time. Many of you did not like this story, but I think that Halloween Ends succeeds where past entries had failed. But while this is a good story, is it the best story? Well, let's talk about it. Before I get to the movie itself, I want to acknowledge a few things that you might not be aware of. Firstly, David Gordon Green has made it clear leading up to release that Halloween Ends was going to be a different Halloween film. This is even apparent in the title card, which uses the same font and font color as Halloween 3, which was also a departure from the previous installments. Secondly, and spoiler alert by the way, Michael's death was originally supposed to be at the beginning of the film, which also explains the tone in certain scenes, because some of the scenes in the final film were from that original cut. Thirdly, in every version of the script, the final scene was going to be in the Silver Shamrock factory. You would see a machine pump out a pumpkin mask, a skull mask, a witch mask, then a Myers mask. Then it would zoom in on the Myers mask to reveal a Silver Shamrock logo on the inside. This was meant to bring everything full circle and explain why Michael seems to be more powerful with the mask on. But they never filmed this scene because David thought that it would just be fan service. As for the film we did get, there are many aspects that I feel have been overlooked. The most notable of these is the fact that it does what other entries have been trying to do for decades. In Halloween 4, Jamie was teased as the new killer, only for it to go nowhere. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 teased Laurie as the new killer, only for the sequel to be cancelled. But Halloween Ends, however, actually goes through with it. And not only is Corey's transformation realistic, but he is also a perfect portrayal of a sociopath. He thinks that what he is doing is a good thing. Or maybe he just wants an excuse to kill. Either way, he clearly has a warped perception of reality. He was called a killer for so long, he eventually started believing it. Now he just can't stop killing it. And just being a killer isn't enough. He has to be the best killer. And since Michael isn't the man he used to be, he allows Corey to help him. But when Corey gets carried away, Michael kills Corey, takes back his mask, then finishes what he started. Michael thought he needed help, but he eventually realizes that he needs no one. And I thought this concept was quite interesting. Michael is older, so he decides to spare Corey and get him to help him. But when Corey tries to replace him, he kills Corey before it goes any further. And in the background of all this carnage, Laurie is getting the blame for all of it. There is also a layer of irony. When Laurie tried to warn everyone about Michael, no one listened. then most of them died. And now when Lori tries to warn them about Corey, they call her crazy. Then even more people die. Not to mention the fact that Michael is back too. And if that wasn't bad enough, it's also the town that broke Corey in the first place. This film has so many layers. Corey trying to forget his past, the town reminding him of it, Laurie trying to help him, Michael taking advantage of him, and Corey's love interest oblivious to it all. And in the end, Laurie finally gets closure, and the town is no longer living in fear. And then you have all the callbacks, like Corey babysitting someone like Laurie did. And the way Michael corrupts Corey is like the car in Christine corrupting Arnie, which is also a John Carpenter film. It could also be a callback to Halloween 3, where masks were corrupting people, and Daniel was trying to warn people about it. And there are probably a lot more references I didn't even notice. So for all these reasons, and more, Halloween Ends is a great film that aimed to do something different. It gave us a fresh and deep story, taking the characters into new territories. And while it may not be the best one, it is a very interesting one. Whoa, it's Disturbed Kiwi here, and now it's time to see Halloween Ends.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the Oh, baby.